an example of chronic illness, we are talking of maybe asthma. Asthma, we have the blood pressure, we have diabetes. Those are some of the examples of chronic illness. When you talk of critical illness, these are more severe and they are life-threatening. And we are talking of illnesses like cancer, kidney failure, heart attack. Those are some of the conditions that we refer to as pre-existing condition. And this happens mostly to our men. They really consult. They hata kutembelea hospitali, they don't do that.
Yes.
But it is.
Hi everyone, I hope this video finds you well. My name is Martin in case you're here for the first time. Na sisi ni watu wa insurance. In this channel we do two things. We do civic education as well as reviews on insurance, especially within the Kenyan market. Now we have been answering some of the questions you have been sending to us because niliwaambia our business is to educate you, to enlighten you on anything insurance. And we have been receiving some of the questions that you have had and you have always wanted to know into details. So leo tumekuja kujibu swali ya one of you who was asking about medical covers, and this is a question. Is it possible to buy a medical cover for someone with pre-existing condition? If yes, what are the conditions? Uko hapo mko na patient wa cancer and maybe mnafikiria whether it's possible to buy an insurance cover. So in today's video we want to know exactly that, and of course we have a guest who has been helping us to tackle some of these questions. Because as I said earlier, I don't have like monopoly of knowledge when it comes to insurance, and I'll keep bringing you guests to help us understand more about these specific questions.
Now, good, thank you Martin again. I'm always delighted to be in this platform, first of all to educate and to inform our esteemed viewers. My name is Elijah Moi, for those who may have not seen any of our videos, and we are discussing a very important question here regarding a medical cover, or how you can get onboarded even if you have a pre-existing condition. So the very first thing you need to understand is what is a pre-existing condition. So we say that pre-existing condition is any illness you could be having before you take up a medical cover. That is, you are taking an insurance policy for the health cover, but again you have been getting treatment even before, and seeking to enjoy the benefits of this medical cover. So to answer your question,
yes,
let me answer it to the affirmative, that yes, you can have a medical cover even if you have a pre-existing condition.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you talk of pre-existing condition,
yes,
we have two types of conditions.
Yes.
We have one we call chronic condition, and we have another one called critical condition. These are two different conditions.
Yes.
When you talk of chronic, this is not that severe, and most of the time you can live normally. What it requires is kind of a management. But and an example of chronic illness, we are talking of maybe asthma. Asthma, we have the blood pressure, we have diabetes. Those are some of the examples of chronic illness. When you talk of critical illness, these are more severe and they are life-threatening. And we are talking of illnesses like cancer, kidney failure, heart attack. Those are some of the conditions that we refer to as pre-existing condition.
Okay.
So when you are taking up a policy for a medical cover, it may require an insurance to be a little bit cautious. So it gives you two conditions. One is something called waiting period, and number two is what we call they may do what we call loading. loading of some premium. Yeah, that is on top of what an ordinary person would pay.
Yes.
You are required to pay some extra amount to cover up for the expenses. Yeah, over and above the waiting period. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What if someone comes and buys a medical cover and then later realizes they had a pre-existing condition but they had not known
Yes.
innocently, lakini sasa wameenda kwa hospitali, the hospitali wamekuja kurealize that this guy had already a pre-existing condition, lakini vile tu hakuwa najua.
So what the insurance usually does for such a case, because you didn't know, so you didn't declare by the time you are taking up the health insurance cover. So the only thing that applies is the waiting period. So the premium may not be loaded because by the time you are taking, you never knew that you have a condition. So the only thing insurance will do, they will give some kind of a timeline when you can start enjoying the benefit of a medical cover. Yeah, but it is very, very easy. Whether you have it or not, you can easily get a medical cover. And let me put it this way. For a medical cover, yeah, or what we understand is that those people who are elderly, majority of time they have these underlying conditions. And you will find that even when we are doing the calculation on how much to pay per year, the elderly may be forced to cough up some more.
Yes. Okay. So there's something you have said about waiting period. What are the waiting periods for chronic illnesses? For example, uko na asthma na umechukua cover.
Yes.
Hiyo cover itakusaidia at which point?
Itakusaidia after 1 year. Some insurance, it will depend with which insurance, and this is where we ask our audience to seek guidance so that we can give different varieties. Each company has its own conditions, but where we sit, we are able to guide you on which is the best insurance depending with your age and possibly the illness that you really want to safeguard yourself against.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about this loading?
Yes.
Can you maybe give us a practical example?
Yes.
If, for example, I'm taking a cover and I'm healthy, I'm, for example, paying 50,000 for a medical cover.
Yes.
And then there's someone who has a condition, a pre-existing condition,
Yes.
like on a blood pressure. So, loading, can you give us in terms of numbers? What will this person pay when I'm paying 50,000?
So usually what insurance does, if you already know that you have a pre-existing condition, the insurance may demand that you go for a checkup to understand whether you have other issues apart from
maybe blood pressure,
these conditions. So what they will do is that the report of the doctor will most likely determine how much you will pay. After the assessment, they may tell you, we shall load 30%, we shall load 40%, depending with the level of the seriousness of the condition.
Able now put it to layman's language.
Yes.
Loading here 30%.
Ndio
nini. We just make it very simple for someone who is watching.
Yes. So loading means
nimekuja. Yes. Nimekwambia niko na nime open up. Niko na BP.
Yes.
You get it? So from there, I will now help me understand.
So let me put it in a very, very simple way. Here is someone who doesn't have any condition or any issue, and most likely if he's possibly 30 years, he may be required to pay maybe 40,000 for a cover of 1 million.
That's an example.
Yes, as an example. For a cover of 1 million, you having no issue, you pay 40,000. But wewe kama uko na an issue and the report of the doctor has come out indicating that you have this and this and that, the insurance may say tutaongeza 30% ya ile pesa
Ya
unafaa
40,000.
kulipa. Yes. So this could be maybe 12,000 on top of
Of the 40,000. So you are going to pay around 52.
yes.
So at that point, son, then utawait for 1 year.
Yeah, then you'll have to wait for 1 year because you already know that you have that condition. Sometimes this is to protect the insurance from sometimes fraud or being exploited because someone may discover we niko na an issue na ile kitu tu inaweza niokoa ni kununua insurance. So that is why it puts some of those conditions to protect itself because if we have so many cases wewe ukidiscover at in the
You are
next
coming to the insurance because you have a need.
yeah, so tuseme mtu akona mimba na naona
Nataka kuchukua
anasema sasa mimi nataka kuzalia kwa maji. Yeah, so you might find
yes.
that insurance ndio maana inakupea those conditions so that usiwe unakuja kwa sababu unajua utaitumia then ukishatumia unaondoka.
So in short
Yes.
Mwaka ya kwanza
Yes.
inaweza kosa kukusaidia.
Mwaka ya kwanza 90% haitakusaidia, utaona sense. But as from the second year now wewe utakuwa kama mtu wa kawaida because we can't really put a figure on an illness.
Yes.
Wezi sema ati nikienda hospitali najua nitatumia 20,000. You can spend 2 days you incur like 20,000. The same illness you go for a week and you incur maybe 500,000.
Yes.
So that is why it is important even as you usiangalie sana from the point of how much you are paying. Look at how much it can save you in the event you are hospitalized. Yeah, because there's nothing expensive kama unatoa a cover of 1 million 40,000 maybe per year and the cover is 1 million. Don't you see there's a lot of value?
There's a lot of value
Because wewe ukilazwa hospitali maybe for 2 weeks there's very high likelihood hutatumia 40,000.
You are going to spend
Because
more.
you will spend more. So that is why the insurance gives you a lot of value and that is the reason why we would really urge our people to consider having a medical cover. Yeah, ile kitu inaweza laza watoto wako na familia yako nje kwa barabara ni an illness. Yes. But you paying maybe 40,000 a year haiwezi make any difference kwa life ya familia yako. Yes.
Okay. So would you leo tulikuwa tunaongelea kuhusu a pre-existing condition.
Yes.
So for someone who just want to buy a medical cover and they are not sure, would you say before you take a medical cover you can advise someone to go for checkup?
Well, it will depend. It will depend. If you suspect you have an issue, it is always advisable, even if you are not getting a medical cover, you go for a checkup. It helps you to discover some of these little things that can be managed at the very first phases. Unlike kugoja mpaka ile wakati unataka kuchukua medical cover ndio unafanyiwa checkup. It is always good because kama mtu ako na gari this is what we do.
Yes.
Kila 5,000 miles ikiisha you go for ile tunaitanga mileage checkup.
Yes.
Ama unaenda garage for servicing.
Yes.
It is the same thing with our body and this happens mostly to our men. They really consult hata kutembelea hospitali they don't do that.
Yes.
But it is always advisable.
Yes. Okay, to keep checking your health status.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So even it's a good way, what I've learned, it's a good way to safeguard your wealth.
Absolutely. Yes. Because something that can really wipe out what you have accumulated for
money.
Yes.
For
For maybe 30-40 years ni magonjwa pekee.
Very
Yes.
true.
Yes. Very easy.
Yes.
If either you or your family member gets ill, inaweza wipe out within no time. Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever you accumulated.
Okay. I think there's a lot we can cover in as far as medical covers are concerned. But for today, I think we have answered the question. That is, it is possible to buy a medical cover with a pre-existing condition.
Yes.
So I hope we were able to answer most of your questions. And in case you have another question, maybe we haven't been able to tackle in this video, we can always repeat for your sake. Okay, so make sure that you post that question in the comment section, and we'll be able to do a detailed video for you, just to make sure that you understand these things, just to avoid ile maybe umenunua cover, maybe uliambiwa na mtu unaweza nunua medical cover ukiwa umenyamaza, without disclosing some of this information about your health status, and then you go to the hospital and then uambiwe hautalipiwa, then uanze kucondemn insurance, useme insurance ni wezi, insurance ni nini. So just to avoid that, make sure that you ask these questions, and we'll be able to help you to get some of these things into details. So thank you very much for watching this video to the end. I hope you got value. Make sure to like this video, share, and leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Become a part of this community. We want to educate you as much as we can. And until we see you in the next one, God bless you and bye bye.